Snow, ice, sleet, freezing rain, you name it, we're getting it all. A winter storm is roaring through the Northeast, and tonight 69 News has you covered. Rick Edwards standing by in the traffic center. WFMZ's Melissa Batulis is live in Bern Township. But first, we'll go to Chief Meteorologist Ed Hanna in the Storm Center. Ed?
There's no question. This is a major winter storm as far as the Northeast is concerned. Here for us in our area, certainly not feeling the effects of some folks in New England. They're getting hammered. 8 to 12 inches of snow, ice, in lots of places. And that's no exception here. Let's get off here and show you what we've got. It's been fascinating. In downtown Reading, we've been toggling anywhere from 32 to 34 degrees most of the afternoon. We started off with some sleet, some snow mixed in, then changed over to freezing rain for most of the afternoon. Now, south of downtown Reading, temperatures again have been just above the freezing mark, 34, 35 degrees. But even there, we've been seeing some branches, some trees, some power lines with a small accumulation of ice. But from Reading on north, it's a little different story where temperatures are at or below the freezing mark. So we've seen a much bigger accumulation, at least on trees and, again, power lines. Real quickly, I want to show you here the Doppler radar over the last 12 hours, and you really get a sense of how this kind of last gasp is now moving through our area. I suspect between now and 7 o'clock, we'll have some lingering light to moderate freezing rain in most parts of the area. Again, a little bit of freezing drizzle, but temperatures are going to drop back below the freezing mark as we get into the overnight hours. So that's something to be aware of, that even if you haven't had slippery spots, especially on untreated roadways, you can see slippery spots develop. But plenty of ice out there, plenty of slush. And again, as temperatures get below the freezing mark here through the evening hours, we're going to see temperatures again get to about 29 degrees close to daybreak. So please be careful, even in the earlier morning hours. Next storm, we got to turn our attention to it. We'll tell you what the latest is on that 6-day forecast coming up.
All right, Ed, thanks very much. We will see you in a bit. Meantime, stay on top of the winter weather with the 69 News AccuWeather channel. We're available, and anytime you can go online to WFMZ.com. Weather has posed some problems on the roads indeed for drivers and for municipal road crews around Berks County. WFMZ's Melissa Batulis is live along Route 183 in Bern Township. How's it looking out there now, Melissa?
Well, Rob, the good news is there's nothing really falling from the sky. So if you are heading out, you can probably give your windshield wipers a break for a minute or so. And like you heard Ed say, some are expecting the icy conditions to kind of bookend the day. We saw slick roads earlier this morning, and road crews around the area are expecting to see them later tonight. Around 8:30 this morning, ice started to fall, and things began to pick up for emergency workers and road crews.
It became very treacherous very quickly this morning.
Icy conditions are being blamed for this fatal accident around 9 this morning on Route 61 in Onalani Township.
Preliminarily, it's my understanding that the minivan sitting behind me here was southbound on Route 61, lost control on the wet roadway, and ended up crossing over the median strip and was struck by a tractor trailer that was northbound on 61.
The driver, 38-year-old Francia Santos of Reading, died less than an hour later at Reading Hospital. But even with conditions improving throughout the afternoon, police plan to remain on alert.
We're going to be targeting aggressive drivers, people driving too fast for conditions, especially when we have to deal with this kind of thing earlier in the day.
Road crews around the area also planned a proactive attack.
We loaded the trucks with salt yesterday already.
But with so much water falling this afternoon, the concern was that the salt would wash away before the mercury drops again.
The concern right now would be the temperature going down to the low 20s, and probably some areas might be concerns of ice buildup.
Now, we can never say it enough. If you are heading out tonight, please be very, very careful. Black ice is a concern. And if you do have the luxury of staying home, enjoy it. You're probably a little better off. We'll see you again at 6 o'clock. But for now, we're live in Bern Township. Melissa Batulis, 69 News, Berks Edition.
All right, Melissa, thanks so much for the update. We'll see you again at 6 o'clock. And now a check on the roads in Berks County. Rick Edwards has that from up in the traffic center. Rick?
All right, thanks a lot, Rob. Well, Melissa gave you a really good idea of how the roadways are running now in Berks County. As we take a look at the Warren Street bypass here, kind of heavy, but lighter than normal through this area of northwest Reading. We have no crashes reported on 78. Now, we had a big one on the westbound side around 737 there, the Crumsville exit. Now, that has cleared. The congestion has not, of course. It will take a while for that backed up traffic to dissipate. So expect continued delays through that area of Greenwich Township. We have some crashes still working in the area, Paper Mill Road and Spring Ridge Drive, Van Reed Road, however you want to call it there, in Spring Township. Hereford Township, a big crash at Tollgate Road and Fetterman Road that has been working for a few hours now this afternoon. And in Alsace Township, wires down. Now, you're going to run across the wires down and fallen trees, most especially on the side roads and secondary roadways. A big one here at Antietam Road and Blankenbiller Road. That intersection is shut. Also, the 100 block of Werner Road in Alsace Township, we have wires down as well. And malfunctioning traffic lights tying up traffic all afternoon in Cumru Township at Museum Road and West Lancaster Avenue and at 2nd and Franklin in the Shillington Borough. No problems down to the east-west turnpike on 176. We're looking good either side of town on 422. Remember to buckle up and please drive safely. Rick Edwards, 69 News Traffic.
All right, Rick, thanks very much. Remember, you can stay on top of traffic conditions anytime by just going to WFMZ.com. And do stay with us tonight for the very latest on this winter storm. We'll get more from AccuWeather and our reporters in the field coming up at 6.